So today we are going to talk about division of polynomials. So there are two sort of operations that we will see today, which are a polynomial divided by a monomial and a polynomial being divided by a binomial. Okay, by a binomial. Okay, so first of all, we're going to start with a polynomial by a monomial. Okay, so what you want to do with this sort of exercises is to split the numerator into different fractions, so each term now becomes its own separate numerator, and place the monomial on each denominator, then find the sum of all the fractions. Okay, so I have an example for this one, which is 8x to the third power plus 10x squared minus 4xy divided by 2x. Okay, so now that we have that, we are now going to solve this example. Okay, so first we have to split the numerator. So 8x third is 2x plus 10x squared is 2x minus 4xy or 2x. Okay, so now that we've done that, we just have to add those three, or better, just simplify them. Okay, so now we can simplify this. So this cancels out and this becomes a 4 and this a 1, and this cancels out and this becomes a 2. So we have now 4x squared. Now we do the same thing here. This becomes 5, this becomes a 1, we cancel this out, we cancel this out, so now we have plus 5x, and now we have a minus. This we cancel out, this becomes a 1, this becomes a 2, and we cancel out the x's, so we were left with 2y. So the answer to this exercise is 4x squared plus 5x minus 2y. And as you can see, these are a very simple exercise. These sort of exercises are very simple to understand. And now we are going to move on. Okay, so now we're going to see polynomials being a polynomial divided by a binomial. So it's visually it's a very similar process to regular division with whole numbers, while applying both properties of polynomials and properties of exponents. Okay, so we are going to see it with this example, which says x to the third power plus 7x squared minus 9x plus 3 divided by x minus 2. Okay, so the first step is to organize it in as we would solve whole numbers, a division of whole numbers. Okay, so we say x minus 2, all of that, to x 3 plus 7x squared minus 9x plus 3. Okay, and now that we have done that, now we have to find the answer to this problem, or the quotient to this problem. Okay, so what we are going to think about now is to what would I want to multiply this so it becomes this, right? So x times what is equal to x to the third power. So we know that based on the first rule that we saw about exponents, we know that x squared times x is going to be equal to x to the third power, right? And then we multiply this x squared by this negative 2, so minus 2x squared, and all of that we are going to subtract it. Okay, so these cancels out, so that becomes 0, and now 7 x, this becomes a plus, so 7x becomes 9x to the second power. Now we lower down this minus 9x. Okay, now how many times would x need to be, well, no, what would you multiply to x to get 9x to the second power? And that's easy. We would multiply 9x, right? So we say plus 9x. So 9x times x is 9x to the second power, and 9x times negative 2 is going to be equal to negative 18x. And we're going to subtract all that, and this cancels out, and that one, so this one becomes a positive one, so that becomes 9x plus 3, because we lower this one down. Sorry for that line. We lower this one down. Okay, we lower that one down, and now find one last time 9x. How many times would you multiply? To what would you multiply x so that it becomes 9x? And that's easy. It's 9. So plus 9. So 9 times x is 9x, and 9 times negative 2 is negative 18. Now we're gonna subtract that, and we are going this, so this cancels out, and this we're going to get 15. So our final answer, it's going to be x squared plus 9x plus 9, and this remainder we are also going to show it here because we are not going to leave that remainder alone. So we say 15, sorry about that, 15 over x minus 2. Okay, and that is going to be basically dividing polynomials. It's a very easy concept to understand, and it can often be challenging, especially with these larger ones that you can get confused with. However, with a bit of practice, and with a bit of practice, you can learn how to properly solve these exercises. Okay, so now I'm going to show you some exercises to help you practice. Okay, so these are the exercises that I made for you to practice division of polynomials, and each of these exercises, I think they are they cover what we saw in this video's lesson, and that will be it for this video. And finally, I'm going to talk about, for the final video, about factorization using polynomials. Okay, so you can hop on to the next video, and I'll see you there.